I probably read 5 to 6 hours a day. I don't read as fast now as when I was younger.
The number one question that I'm asked everywhere I go around the world is always, how is it that I stay so motivated? What are the motivating factors in my life that keep me in this psychological space?
For 3 years, I tried to fill into universities. So I applied jobs for 30 times and got rejected.
Welcome to our Lifestyle Entrepreneurship channel again, where we help you to not only create the business, but the life that you love. It is my dream to help you discover the greatness within you so that you can harness it and then share your gifts with the entire world. Are you ready? Let's do this. Let's start out with the first habit of 2020 that you must adopt if you want a successful life. It is reading.
Well, I don't know about that. I think when you get older, they forgive a lot of things. So I think if I ever make it up to George Burns' age or something, and I just have a cigar in my mouth, and people will really love me then.
You're arguably the most interviewed CEO in history. Is it your ability to communicate that comes from instinct, or is it something you've learned over the years?
Well, I certainly learned to speak in public at one time. I was terrified of speaking in public when I was in high school. I avoided any class that would require it, and in college. And then I finally signed up for a Dale Carnegie course. When I got out of school, I realized I had to talk to people, and I spent $100. I got this little diploma. I proposed to my wife during the term of the course, so I really got my money's worth there. But in terms of public speaking, I really had to force myself on that. In terms of talking privately, they couldn't stop me from the moment I started in school or anything. I've always liked to talk.
How do you keep up with all the media and information that goes on in our crazy world and in your world of Berkshire Hathaway? What's your media routine?
I just read and read and read. I probably read 5 to 6 hours a day. I don't read as fast now as when I was younger, but I read 5 daily newspapers. I read a fair number of magazines. I read 10Ks. I read annual reports, and I read a lot of other things too. So I've always enjoyed reading. I love reading biographies, for example.
Okay, so every leader in the entire history is a reader. Okay, the material you read is important as well. It's not just reading fictionaries and fiction works and all of that stuff. I'm a fictionary, I don't know if that's a word, but anyway, you know what I mean. Fiction stuff. You don't always want to read that. You want to read stuff that about life, about business, about entrepreneurship, autobiography of the greats and the giants. That's what the difference between a successful and an unsuccessful entrepreneur is, how you think. And how you get there, the fastest way to reprogram this is through reading. The next habit you want to adopt is journaling.
I actually keep a 5-year journal. So 5 years ago today, 4 years ago today, 3 years ago today, on the same page. One of my professors had us start doing this as a creativity journal to really try to understand where creativity comes from. And at the time I thought it was a bit of a funny thing to do, but now I find it a really valuable professional exercise. It's really hard to think of what you're looking to do when you're a busy person. It's hard to get up on the balcony of your life and look down on it. So I like to take a few minutes at the beginning or the end of the day, or even on the weekend, to write the highs and the lows. At the time, it could be the most devastating or the most exciting moment. But what I find in looking back is it what's keeping me energized for the company going forward, and it's also keeping me really humble for the company and the culture that I'm trying to build. It really makes me realize where we've come so far and how much we still have to do.
Journaling is one of the greatest tools you can create your life with. You can write down your gratitude journal in the morning, and then what your 3 amazing things that happened during the day for you. So in the morning you are being grateful by journaling out, and then at nighttime you learn all the lessons and also being grateful for what happened throughout the day. So journaling is so crucial. There's a great app. It's a 5-minute journal. I highly recommend it. Just take 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night, and you're done. You know, maybe you can do 10 minutes, and you can store all the pictures that you want that happened during that day and make it more meaningful for you. So it is the path to discovery of yourself, your inner strength, your weakness, and how you learn from it and how you can become better. The best way to do it is through journaling, is self-discovery. The third habit is working out.
The number one question that I'm asked everywhere I go around the world is always, how is it that I stay so motivated? What are the motivating factors in my life that keep me in this psychological space? Number one will be gratitude. I try and find a way to be grateful for every single thing I have every single day. Wins, losses, loved ones, you name it. My life wasn't always this way. It was much different many moons ago. So these days I'm grateful to the bone for everything. The other thing is hunger. You always hear people say, well, it's about being number one, about being at the top. Or how about this? You're always going to find somebody out there who's going to work harder. Well, I don't know that. That might be bullshit. But I know no one is going to be hungrier than I am. And I try and find a way to be grateful. So I hope that helps. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. If you're watching this, you better be doing something productive today. Very intense workout, hardcore, very heavy. Creating and destroying, breaking down and building up that very dense, thick muscle. We always talk about hunger and how you always want to outwork your competition regardless of how successful you may be lucky enough to be. You want to be hungry. If you know what it's like to be hungry, you'll never be full. He said it's one thing to be hungry, it's another thing when you're starving for greatness and starving for success. And I love that because it immediately clicked. It's in my DNA. I know what it's like to operate every single day, regardless of the success that I've been a lucky son of a bitch to achieve.
Working out is so important, guys. Okay, every single day you should work out for at least 15 to 30 minutes. My background, I'm a doctor at pharmacy, so I studied a lot of this stuff. Most of the disease and everything in life that is, bad for your health, you can pretty much cure about 90% of it with about 30 minutes of exercise, intense exercise every single day for at least 5 days a week. So if you look at the people who live to be 90, 100 and stuff like that, they usually have some kind of activity every single day. A lot of them do farm work, a lot of them plant trees, gardening, and that's why they're so healthy, Now we live in an urban, if you live in an urban city like I do, then take time out, do some yoga, do some exercise every single morning. It will increase your stamina, increase your energy, your mental capacity, and your whole life will change. Increase your depression as well. Seriously, if you're just depressed, just work out 30 minutes for 5 days a week and you won't be depressed anymore. I mean, it's really the barrier breakthrough for a lot of people, and they just don't do it. A lot of people just don't do it. They just don't know how important it is. So please do yourself a favor, exercise today. Okay, the fourth habit is pushing yourself beyond your limits.
Bruce Lee. I was born in San Francisco in 1940. I'm 24 right now.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
There were some Kung Fu movements.
There is the finger jab, there is the punch, there is the back fist and then low. Of course, then they use leg, straight at the groin, or come up. Or, if I can back up a little bit, they start back from here and then come back.
Come on, touch me, any way you can. To reach me, you must move to me. Your attack offers me an opportunity to intercept you. In this case, I'm using my longest weapon, my sidekick, against the nearest target, your kneecap. This can be compared to your left jab in boxing, except it's much more damaging.
I see.
Okay, and then what I love about these amazing people like The Rock and Bruce Lee is that they have go beyond their limits. Nobody have really done a lot of things they have done. It's such an amazing accomplishments. Why? Because every single day they go beyond their limit. Every single day they push themselves to be a best standard of themselves, better than their yesterday best. Does that make sense? So that's why Michael Jordan is famous for saying that people are trying to compete with me while I'm trying to compete with my best, my very best. So what is your best? How can you go beyond that best, and become the next best version of yourself? That is the question, guys. Next up, we got work ethic.
In all honesty, you get paid off of potential. A rock star, you have to be good. You get paid off of potential, not sport.
Oh, really? Yeah, because every game, it's about the potential.
Well, even then, if you come in now, most of our young kids come in now,
yeah.
we don't know how great they're going to be, but yet they got 5-year guaranteed, millions of dollars, admirations of many.
But don't you think that's partly because of you?
Partly interpreted totally wrong. And I would say that with
straighten me out.
I will straighten you out,
Okay.
sweetie, I promise.
Yeah, but let me say this one thing.
No, let him straighten me out first. Yeah, why?
See why? He dominates everything.
No, I want you to tell me why.
The reason is that when you look back in our era,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, the Magic Johnsons, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley's, we earned what we got. That means when the corporate people came to us, and I don't mean to demean the young kids, because I think it's something that they have to learn, and hopefully they will learn that, is that when the corporate America came to us, we had a game that could validate their admiration and
Sponsorship and all that, yeah.
Now they get that before they play one game.
Yeah.
So you're rolling the dice to see if this kid's ever going to be good or not.
Yeah.
So in essence, you're paying the kid off of potential that he may be great.
You don't think that's good?
No, because I think it sets bad work ethic. When you get something so easily, you're not going to work as hard.
Work ethic is so crucial. Most people get it wrong that a lot of the internet millionaires make it through not doing anything and make up millions of dollars. No, everybody has to go through pain and struggle in the beginning to build up something, and once they get there, they still have to spend a lot of time to maintain their what they created. In any industry, if you don't work hard in the beginning for at least 3 to 5 years, you're not going to make it in any industry. I don't care what industry it is. And you must focus on that industry, just like a laser beam focus, where you hold a sun class or a magnifying glass, sorry, not sun class, a magnifying glass, okay? And if you hold it, you have to target that laser ray in one target. If you keep moving it here and there, it's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna do anything. So that's why work. Definitely take time for your family, everything like that. But work ethic is so important. All right, number 6, believing in yourself, guys.
What we're about isn't making boxes for people to get their jobs done, although we do that well. We do that better than almost anybody in some cases. But Apple's about something more than that. Apple, at the core, its core value is that we believe that people with passion can change the world for the better. That's what we believe. And we've had the opportunity to work with people like that. We've had an opportunity to work with people like you, with software developers, with customers who have done it in some big and some small ways. And we believe that in this world, people can change it for the better. And that those people that are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that actually do it. And so what we're going to do in our first brand marketing campaign in several years is to get back to that core value. A lot of things have changed. The market's a totally different place than it was a decade ago. And Apple's totally different, and Apple's place in it is totally different. And believe me, the products and the distribution strategies and the manufacturing are totally different, and we understand that. But values and core values, those things shouldn't change. The things that Apple believed in at its core are the same things that Apple really stands for today. And so we wanted to find a way to communicate that. And what we have is something that I am I'm very moved by. It honors those people who have changed the world. Some of them are living, some of them are not. But the ones that aren't, as you'll see, you know that if they ever used a computer, it would have been enough. And the theme of the campaign is Think Different. It's the people, honoring the people who think different and who move this world forward. And it is what we are about. It touches the soul of this company. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it, and I hope that you feel the same way about it I do.
You can do this. We can all do whatever we imagine if we are persistent enough, if we don't get discouraged and keep on moving on forward and keep on going until you have the right approach, you know. I mean, all the great, they just kept on changing their approach until they have the right approach. Nothing is wrong with you or me or anybody, it's just our approach is wrong, you know. So it takes, you know, Thomas Edison here 10,000 times to invent the light bulb. You know, it's not 10,000 times that he failed. No, it's 10,000 times that he discovered the wrong approaches so that he can adjust it and make it into the right approach. So believing in yourself, guys, you have greatness potential in you, in each and every one of you guys. I know you can do anything you put your mind to, but first you gotta build that flame. You gotta build that inner confidence that you can do it. That's the beginning of everything. Number 6 tied perfectly into number 7 is persistence.
For 3 years, I tried to fill in the universities. So I applied jobs for 30 times, got rejected. I went for a police, they said, no, you're not good. I went to even the KFC. When KFC came to China, come to my city, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only one guy. And we went for police. 5 people, 4 of them accepted. I was the only guy that I received it. So to me, being turned down, rejected. Oh, by the way, I told you that I applied for Harvard for 10 times, rejected. I know I'll be rejected. I just don't want to say that.
Yeah, sorry now. 10 times you wrote them and said, I'd like to come to Harvard.
Yeah. And then I told myself someday I should go teach there, buddy.
I think that can be arranged. Richard Nixon came to Hangzhou.
Yeah.
And after that, tourists flooded the place.
Yeah.
And that's how you learned English.
Yeah. I really like I don't know why at 12, 13 years old, that time I suddenly fell in love into the language, the English. And there's no place you can learn English at that time. There's no books, English books. So I went to the Hangzhou Hotel, now called Hangzhou Shangri-La Hotel, because that was the hotel can receive the foreign visitors. So every morning for 9 years, I showed them around as a free guide, and they taught me English. And I think that changed me. Today, I'm 100% made in China. I've never got a one-day train outside China. And when people talk to me, say, Jack, how can you speak English like that? Why sometimes you talk like an Western guys? I think that was the 9 years. These Western tourists opened my mind, because everything they told me are so different from the things I learned from the schools and from my parents. So now I have a habit. Whatever I see, whatever I read, I use my mind.
Okay? By believing in yourself, people persist. That's how they persist, because they believe, sometimes insanely, that they can do it. That this is gonna happen the way that I have imagined it. I have a vision for this. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. You know, Jack Ma is like the biggest failure in any kind of standards in our societies. He failed colleges many times. He even failed KFC for the job, and just everybody got accepted except him for all the kind of jobs. okay? And that's why he's just so just persistent that he would become the biggest entrepreneur of our time. He's basically one of the biggest entrepreneurs of this amazing century that we just went through, and this probably this next century as well. So just persistence, guys. Persistence does pay off, and once you think that you have done everything you can, think again. You really haven't until you accomplish your dream. You really haven't exhausted all your options. So keep on at it, guys. I know you can do it, and I believe in you, and we love you. Okay, guys, here's come to the 3 questions about this video. Deep thinking is about asking you the right questions. That is the biggest, most important skill out there. Where you can find the right questions, you can increase your thinking, and your thinking is what determines everything. So these questions are so important, guys. Number 1, how can I create a morning routine that will help inspire and have all these habits in my morning routine, And number 2, what is your favorite habit? What's your most favorite habit? And put aside 15-30 minutes every single day to do that habit and see what happens. I challenge you to do that, And number 3, how can you incorporate all these little habits into your everyday life, everyday routine, where you might be waiting in the grocery store for 5 minutes, and you flip out your phone and you read something, or you might be working out and you're listening to an audio book, stuff like that. Or you can do laundry and listening to an audio book, or watch a good YouTube video that inspire you. Just think about creative ways how you can really put all these habits into your everyday routine, where you can use a little bit, a few minutes here, a few minutes there. Like in your car, we're rolling university. My car is, I always have some kind of inspirational videos or audios on, and just use your time wisely and how you can do all of it. So think creatively and incorporate all these habits into your life, and I promise you, this next year, this 2020, this whole next decade gonna be a life-changing decade for you. You're gonna be so amazed after a year, 5 years, and even 10 years where you're gonna be. I can't imagine. I would love to meet you someday and share your success about how this video can impact you and help you along your journey. Comment below, guys. What are your answers to those questions? I would love to hear comments, and I will definitely help you guys every step of the way. If you stick with this channel, stick with us, we will help you guys. Okay? Much love, peace, and happiness.
We're going to go in a peak state, and then we're going to train ourselves, because guess what? If you're in this state of certainty, and all hell's breaking loose in your life, people can't figure out, you go, move, I'll handle it. People go, he's so lucky, he's so confident. No, here's what I've created for my life, and anyone I know succeeded. I'm a 17-year-old kid from Azusa, California, with no real education other than self-education, with no background, with parents that did their best, all of them, with no money, but I did one thing. I love people, and I had an enormous demand I made upon myself, and I sculpted my mind and my emotions to get me to do whatever it would take to achieve and to contribute. But to do that, I did it by using my body and changing my focus. I did it by putting myself in a peak physiology and using what I call incantations.
Thank you for viewing our channel, guys. Click on the like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, so that way you don't miss out on the top entrepreneurship videos that we will be bringing to you. And we greatly appreciate you. Much love, peace, and happiness. And if you like one of these videos, click on the link here to watch the next video. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Bye-bye for now.